Welcome back to What's the Matter Coaching.
3 questions. What's the matter with you?
What's the matter with the world?
And what is matter really?
I hope you enjoyed this video today because today we're going to be speaking about the heart chakra.
Heart chakra, 7 light spectrum series, heart center, green ray. Let's do this. And we're back.
My name is Crystal.
My name's Omar.
And my name is Oscar. So today's video is the heart center. So let's start off by saying, I love you.
I love
All right,
you.
no matter who you are watching this video, you're worthy of the love that is emanating from each and every one of us. Because love is a given. Love is.
Love is your birthright.
Because when you were born, you were being what? Let me hear it.
Love.
Unconditionally.
Unconditional.
So we're going to talk about an unpurified heart center, what that means, heart ray, green ray, and the purified version. Okay, Crystal's going to take care of, overwhelming emotions and what it feels like to have an untamed heart center, so that we can start to learn from it, learn from our experiences which show us limited love, to then transcend into open-hearted, unconditional love. And then we're going to wrap it up with Omar's experience of following his heart and the flow and what it means to be in the flow of following your heart. So the heart center, the heart ray, the green ray is located literally right inside of your chest, where you feel the heartbreak, essentially. And before we go into this, I would just like to mention, this heart is infinite. It's where you are able to transform all your fear, all your stress, all your misunderstandings and confusion. You can transmute and transform it into your heart, into love, and into understanding. This is your power. So Crystal, let's start now with understanding what it feels like to have an untamed heart and how we learn from it, to then move on to a greater understanding of feeling.
Okay, so an untamed heart is sometimes, and it happens a lot with women, so it's not that it doesn't happen with men, but it's more, you tend to see it more in women, that we're very emotional. And someone tells us something and we feel bad, and then we start crying. And we over-identify with whatever it is that is happening.
So over-identification of our emotions.
Of our emotions. We identify so much with our emotions that then we don't transmute that into our heart and we get hurt. That's when we start saying, you hurt me. Well, and it's not that, it's just that when you feel that emotion of pain, of whatever it is, sadness, fear, pain, just feel your heart. And when you start feeling your heart, through the heart, whatever.
And that's the funny thing.
You can overcome whatever it is through your heart.
But the thing is tuning into it, right?
Tuning into your heart.
Tuning into your heart. So a quick exercise to tune into your heart is by just putting 2 fingers on your heart and start feeling your heartbeat.
Yes.
Now, don't think about what it feels like to feel your heartbeat, but just be the heartbeat. Feel your pulse. Be overwhelmed by your pulse, by your love. And there you easily connect with the heart. Okay? And Crystal, can you tell us a little bit about what happens when we put our love and our emotions at the hands of others?
Well, you ended up not being happy because you only have control of what you do and how you act. You don't have control of what others choose. You have control only of what you choose. And if the other person start acting in a way that you don't like, then you start putting your well-being on the hands of others, and you ended up not being happy. Someone screamed to me, I have to scream them back, and then you ended up being mad because the other chose to be the other person chose to scream at you. No, if the other person's a strong heart is when the other person scream at you and you say, you know what, I don't deserve this right now. I love you, but I love you more. But I love myself more, and I'm not going to allow you to treat me like this.
And then this next stage, when we finally let's say, transcend limitation and putting our happiness at the cost of others. This is then called emotionality, okay? It's when you really understand the functions of your heart, okay? That in your heart, what I want to bring to the table now is how expansive it is, okay? That you have the faculty of giving love, okay? And you also have the faculty of receiving love, okay? In and out.
And one of the things that it's good that you mentioned that having a unbalanced heart chakra is when you give, because sometimes we think that love is just giving to others,
Or
not
vice
giving,
versa.
or not giving to ourselves,
And vice versa too.
or
right?
giving only to ourselves and not giving to others.
And not giving to others.
Yep.
So to have a completely balanced center, green ray, heart chakra, is to just embrace the full spectrum, you see? The full spectrum of love, and that's when we start reaching into being in the flow, okay? We give, we receive when it's relevant, when it's applicable to our life in each moment. Just by looking at each moment, you can see, all right, who should I give love to? Is now the best moment to receive love or give love? Compassion is very powerful in this world of connection, right? Throughout this human experience. So, Omar, let's tell them a little bit about your story, right? You know, your life and how you, being a big-hearted guy, right, just follow the flow of your heart your entire life up until today.
Yeah, I got the opportunity and experience to see past the physicality of the mind, beyond the veil, all because I chose to follow my heart. Early in my life, I went through a traumatic experience because I saw something otherworldly, mind-blowing, a light ship, and I wasn't alone. I had two friends that were there with me, and that just changed my life completely, and I chose to follow my heart. And I went through a traumatic experience of going through psychosis, actually losing my mind. And through that experience, I learned that my heart has truer answers than my mind. And now I'm here walking with purpose with Oscar and Crystal, and it's just a blessing every day.
Thank you, Omar.
I'm gonna say how you told to me yesterday. Ignore your mind, follow your heart.
And the most powerful, a really powerful saying that we hear a lot in our world is follow your heart. Why is that so prevalent? Why is that so popular? Well, because it might be true, right? And as you can see here, especially with Omar's story, all he did was follow his heart throughout his life. No matter if he went through psychosis, no matter if he went through a traumatic experience, or many of them. At the end of the day, he still chose his heart, and now he's here, aligned with his truest heart's desire to walk with purpose, to embody his highest potential, all by his own choice. Okay? So this is the importance of being in the flow, to really recognize that maybe it's time to get out your mind a little bit and to connect back with your emotions. Because then will you finally see what the true answer is. Another way of understanding our heart and following our heart is following our intuition. It connects directly with our heart. What we feel is right and what's not right. Okay? So just by connecting back with your heart, you get to access why you're actually here, incarnated on planet Earth. Do some hard work. Yes, the heart does mean being vulnerable, being seen, but it also means expressing something that's completely unique, and that could change someone just by the way you're being.
Because when you're vulnerable,
You
others
shine.
see that you're being vulnerable, you allow another to be vulnerable as well.
You're shining, dudes and dudettes.
That's
okay?
the power of self-compassion. When you have self-compassion for yourself, then others can have you can have compassion with others and understand them.
Yeah, and now let's just wrap it up with unconditional love, okay? Because when I look into my conventional society, I see a lot of limited love.
Yes.
Again, going back to what Crystal said about putting your heart in other people's hands. But the thing is that a lot of us have been taught since birth to feel a certain way about certain things, to judge another for how they are. This person's weird. This person's ugly, right? Like,
Or the only people that you can love is only my family members.
oh yeah, oh my Lord, thank
And
you for
people
bringing that
who
up.
are not part of my family, no, I don't love you. Like, you have to be away.
I love you less because
I
you're not
love
part of
you
my
less,
part of my
yes.
bloodline. Well, guess what? Like at the beginning of this video, we said it's your birthright. Every single being was born being in love unconditionally. It is that our minds, which is the society based upon mental patterns, has created a structure of love that is limited and not unconditional as it was born into this world and realm. I think it's time to reconnect back with when you first came here.
And what is unconditional?
And that every single person contains the same love within them. And it's just their mind that doesn't allow them to connect fully, which is to be unconditional. To recognize that everyone around you is you as well.
Yeah, just if one person would use what their hearts are for, they would blind the world.
Yes, and the heart is very powerful. By following your heart, you're able to shift and take leaps and bounds in your reality, in your life, no matter what you want to manifest, okay? If you follow your heart instead of you're letting your mind get in the way, I promise you, you will shift at a quantum speed instead of at a linear speed. Years and years of struggle and lessons learned and not getting your way. Well, maybe because your way is coming from the mind instead of your heart. You see, your heart is the way.
And it could be that you're not too identified with your heart, and another way to follow in your heart is those cases that you say, man, it doesn't feel right. I don't know why, but it doesn't feel right.
Stop right there.
Stop there. Follow your heart.
Yes. So, again, I love you. You love me. All right, you guys all love Barney, right? I hope, because that little dinosaur, that big dinosaur,
Gave us all love.
and showed me how important that is for love. And the last thing I want to mention in regards to love is pure intention, and how by being in love you align with purity. And what's the most purest thing of all that everyone's in search for? Source. Hopefully this invited you and got you a little closer to what home feels like. That is what we're here for. A bridge back to source. Finding out what's the matter with you.
What's the matter with the world?
Are you ready to start manipulating matter?
Yeah. See you in the next video.
See ya.